Hello. Things quieted down a little bit. Um, Nobody's really home tonight but me. Um, yeah, I was talking a little bit about numerology, how you do a pie chart in some of my other videos. I'm probably not going to discuss too much of that here. Um, some of my videos have like almost 200 views. Whether this gets views on YouTube or not, I don't know. I'm going to try to download this to YouTube. Doing more into numbers corresponding to what I would like to call a matrix of numbers. What it has to do with life in general, I don't know. But if you take the basics of chemistry, physics, and just physics and chemistry. I have a doctor who is a psychiatrist who says, what are you going to do, start talking about quantum physics? I said, I don't know much about quantum physics. I never took quantum physics. But I can relate to some of the Buddhist teachings, mostly the Tara mantras, to understand that maybe it's not so hard to comprehend that Buddhism is more spiritual than it is religious. Just to meditate, get the mind active. And I've been in a little bit into Lilithism. Lilith is a different goddess to work with than the Tara. She's more of a Sumerian, more related to Istar, which is Babylonian. And I was getting a lot into the Babylonian mathematics to understand how they celebrated their years by using symbols instead of actual Arabic numbers. They use symbols. And getting into a lot of things. I know in some of my videos I talked about ancient aliens and all this stuff. I don't know if it's true, if there is extraterrestrial life or not. I claim that there could be. There could be extraterrestrial life. There's got to be more planets out there that can sustain life than Earth. But getting back into the matrix of how the Earth is kind of locked into this core system of, I discussed it before about the demon of desire, about saying yes and no to it. I got quite a few views on that. But just going into off topics, I'm posting things on Facebook. I got a page, it's called Mystical Learning. I don't know if it's called blog or if it's just Mystical Learning. I had closed it down for a while because I was having trouble operating it. I just opened it up and I got maybe 82 followers on it, maybe about 81 likes. And it goes into a lot of different things, from Queen Elizabeth to different dates and different times when people have passed and when they have their reign, and going into American politics. Some people don't want to hear, some of it maybe could be biased. But, like I said before, I can come off pretty hypocritical in what I say. There have been many videos downloaded to YouTube that I'm probably going to take off. I was hypocritical about Christianity, but see, the thing is, I'm open-minded more to anything, even though I am a Lutheran Buddhist. I claimed Satanism for a long time. Don't really talk too much about it when my house guest's here because he's Christian and I'm open to the way he believes. I mean, I'm not going to judge him for what he does. And he probably knows a little bit about me, but he hasn't judged me. Basically, if you're a good person, you accept things to a certain degree, but then, you run out of patience with things. But that's beside the point. The thing that I'm trying to get into my dream journal is a bunch of numbers, a bunch of symbols, some cards, some sigils. And yeah, I am using sigils again. I had put blood on sigils. I have put blood in wine. I just pricked my finger with a lancet or something. The rituals are going pretty good. Had a few candles lit. I mostly do it, meditate within my head, the different syllables. I don't really say it out loud too much anymore. But I had manifested Lilith probably at the age of 14. Probably the Sophia came in probably back in 1972. I might have been 3 or 4 years old when she manifested herself to me telepathically. I'd seen her. Sometimes I think it might be a hallucination, but I don't believe it was because there's a lot of things that the psychiatry field will say you're hearing voices, but I don't know where they draw the line. I've had friends that had people in their family that had the schizoaffective part of their life where you're having, mainly hallucinations or delusions. Delusional thinking, I don't know where it comes into the line. It can be controlled with medication to calm it down. But if you really sit and you meditate on something and you get your mind at ease, it's a lot more medication to meditate than it is to actually take prescription drugs or medications. I'm a lot calmer than I was in some of my other videos. Like I said, things are getting better. I've gone public again. I had it just for my friends. I think I've changed all my settings to public on my Facebook account. Well, this is going to be downloaded to YouTube, so what do? Just take it off Facebook and say, have a good day, or, just leave it. I think I'll just leave it, never to delete it. No, I know I stammer a little bit when I talk because I'm trying to think back to what I had learned and what I had learned on my own self-education. I was into like hexadecimal numbers and programming machines when I was probably 14 or 15. And it's all a matrix code. A matrix code. These numbers like Dewey Decimal, hexadecimal, and all these correspond to what they put into a machine. But what was it before there were machines? I mean, there were people that had to think of these things. AI is not anything new. I fool around with chatbots a little bit. But to take a word or phrase, analyze it as data, like say you have a problem, a mathematical problem, and you want to analyze that, you could do it by thinking. I have gone up to algebra trig as far as I could have gone. but I had dropped the course, so I know a little bit about it, but not much. As far as computers go, I mainly learned programming on my own, which was the hexadecimal, the basic, and, I never went to calculus or any of those languages. But to know a machine, you have to know the hardware and the software of it. But I'm not going into machines here. I'm going into life in general, of how things had got started. I think once before I made a video that was didn't go viral, but almost has 200 views, about Gnostic Satanism and about the Yaldabaoth, and being the older brother Satan, and Satan being the younger brother, and of course who created it was the Sophia, which was a Greek goddess, but she was like a godhead, counterpart to the Monad, which was no monarchy above him, no monarchy below him, which I have mostly a lot of term papers written out, which I showed some of my books, and the video didn't make much sense, but it got a lot of views. I pretty much do these in my head, and yeah, I'm coming up with some interesting things with the 8s, the 9s, the 3s, the 6s, and of course the 7s, the 5s, and then, on from that, the 2s, the 1s. And I had done a video that went very popular that explained my books, that explained that the things I'm doing is research, not for my own knowledge, but just for knowledge in general. Not to make myself smarter or better than somebody, but just to, mostly because I'm interested in the vision that I had, probably when I was, say, no more 3 or 4 years old, which kind of holds truth to me that it could be possible that there is, like I said in one chapter, the Queen Sophia, or the Queen of Heaven being Sophia, probably didn't design the Matrix for Lucifer because she wanted to. It was for her will to design the Yaldabaoth, and then Lucifer would come in to play as an angel, a fallen angel, the deity. But then you have the Exo and Pomegranate, which is voodoo. So this kind of stuff kind of goes back and back. And if you look at Buddhism a little bit or analyze it, it's more spiritual than it would be actually a religion. So what would you calm the mind? I mean, you have the Topa, you have the 25 Montevideas, and if you go to number 25, actually, if you add them up, it's 7. So if you go 7, 7, 7, and, sevens, which would be 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. It would be 21. And then you get your 28, take half of that and you get your 25 Montevideas. But half of that would be 50. So you have the 25 terrors or 25 Montevideas. Related to that, which would be like an infinity. So the things I'm trying to come up with is the guidelines, and I said it was a very hard book to decipher in some of my videos, but I'm starting to decipher a little bit that it's something that you believe in, and if it works for a person, it works for a person. I don't tell people that my path is their path because it's my own path. There's a lot of people that do different things with Luciferianism. I explained on my personal blog which is Mystical Learning Blog. It was just Thomas Wager personal blog, but it's not Mystical Learning Blog. I explained that what a person does in their path is to walk their own path and not try to follow somebody else. It's not like I'm going to go out and be a hypocrite of somebody because they're doing their own thing. But yet, can you really say that some people push it? Right now, I think there are a few people that do push things a little farther than what they do to me. And I explained it in some of the videos, why I'm not getting so much in this neighborhood. But why would you want to knock on somebody's door and present something to them if they're not willing to accept that way of belief? There's so many ways to believe, whether you do believe or you don't believe. They said atheism is not a religion, but it's not theist, it's against it, but it is a religion. It's a religion of yourself, that you believe in yourself. Which I said in many videos, I believe in myself. Just like I went out and mopped the floor, did the dishes, and swept the floor. I mean, did anybody help me do it? No, I did it myself. So, to come clean about things. We're only on this earth for a short period of time. But what is after that, I don't know. I went into some of my videos that the hereafter for me was nothing. And I have views that some people have experienced psychedelic lights. One person experienced psychedelic lights. Another person experienced psychedelic lights and social voice. I went into this in another video, so I won't go into it here. But for my people that do watch my YouTube, I think I might have maybe 8 or 9 subscribers. And it really don't matter how many people I have that subscribe to it. To make a long story short, which this is going to be a short video, I'm getting more into astrology and the numbers that correspond with dates and birthdays and charts, and also numerology, to get into depth of how a person behaves. I said many times I'm a Taurus rising. There's been many videos of it. There's we are proud of the things we own. We take and we collect things. We usually are stubborn. When we say something and we don't stray from it, we try to keep a word. There was one video on astrology where they say the Taurus rising is like the king and queen. They mainly know what they're doing. They're not afraid of too much, even if they do have the Cancer sun. I do have the Cancer sun. But, that's mostly family oriented. And I went into many topics. I go into dream states with the Topa, and Topa being, like the different godheads of the 25 Montevideas that would be under the 25 terrors, which have the red, the purple, and the green, the white, and blue, and all that. So, yeah, you have a lot of things going on within a system. A system of chakra numbers, chakras, throat chakra, head chakra, which is not really much of the Kundalini as much as it is the syllables to pronounce words, whether it be spoken in any language, I have people that think they know Spanish, but they don't know a lick of Spanish. I don't know anything of Spanish. Some people think they know more than what they don't know. I speak English. I've done a little research into Latin, done a little research into Spanish to understand that words that correspond to these words, and I've done a little bit into Chinese, which Chinese is very hard to learn. Mainly sounds similar to other Chinese words, and it's just pronunciation of these words that are key value to how they speak. But the spoken word is different than the written word. I mean, I have no clue how to read Chinese. I have no clue how to read Russian, even though I did study Russian symbols when I was in 6th grade. But you take all these corresponding written letters and these corresponding languages, and you put them into a matrix and come up with something that's going to come to a peak. It's like what I explained about how calculus works, how you take time and space and bring it all in one time. I don't believe that there's going to be an ending and a beginning. I think it's a circle and it just keeps what it be. Like if mankind ever decided to destroy himself, I mean, there would still be something there. There still would be a universe. There still would be things that exist. Even if the sun would die tomorrow, there would still be things out there in the universe and that would exist. So to come up with an idea of how these things got started, which I went into many details about the Terra mantras, the Terra Yama, which would be Turkish or something, what they call Terra, and mostly Tibet, mostly Chinese, mostly, Buddhism, a little bit of what we call Gaia, a little bit of what they call Hecate, or the moon goddess. But see, I was going on the concept of Diana Lucifera, Luna, and if you think of Luna, you get the word moon, Luna, like you're loony, or lunatic. Always concentrate on the moon goddess, Luna. But, no, I mean, make a long story short, I'm going to cut it right here. And if you want to play around with numbers and study Babylonian mathematics, there's well-played pages on the internet and books that you can read that explain Babylonian mathematics and explain the Sumerian goddesses. I've got quite a few books on Lilith and quite a few books on, things I have sold and things I have kept, and I've kept, quite a few books on these and written my own notes that I have researched. So, I can't really teach anybody anything they don't want to learn. But if you want to learn, best place to do is pick up a book or watch a video that explains what these things mean. I watch many videos on YouTube, read books, and have researched what they mean to me, and it could mean something different to you. There's so many different ways to interpret something that, one person may be standing across from a 9, and another person sitting opposite him sees a 6, another person sees a 9. That means there's going to be two different viewpoints on how we perceive this matrix, whether it be a number or a series of numbers, or even interpreted into symbols and languages. Babylonian was symbols and languages. So yeah, keep going out there, keep learning, and if I get more research into this and get more time like I did tonight, I'll put together some more videos. Otherwise, this is going to be downloaded to YouTube. Best place to start would be your astrology, your tarot, or your occult tarot, or your sigil cards. It'll explain a lot of how these things relate into symbols. Yeah, it's important to know the pie chart, and if I ever get it back again, I'll list it on my Mystical Learning blog, how to make this pie chart. I have to look it up again.